Hello, good morning, good evening, and welcome to Bigg World Cinema. Without further ado, we'll continue with what you're here for. And to ensure this channel survives, please don't skip the ads. Thank you. Football is in my blood. When I was a lad, my father and his family, being East Londoners, were West Ham fans. He'd take me to the Boleyn ground from when I was around 5 or 6 years old. England had just won the World Cup in 1966 with 3 West Ham players, Geoff Hurst, Bobby Moore and Martin Peters. So my initiation to football came about at the right time. My old fella wasn't just a West Ham fan, however, he was a lover of football. So we'd also have season tickets at Spurs. So we'd be at a football game a couple of times a week, as there were also European games midweek. When I was 9 years old, I changed my allegiances to Chelsea across the other side of London, and would journey there on my own in my teens. When I moved from Essex to West London, I'd go and see Chelsea when I could afford it. Ironically, my old man in his 70s started dating a Chelsea fan, so he'd meet me at the ground.
Wow! With a worried man with the Arsenal attack. So I'm with John in H&J watching Arsenal versus Tottenham. And John's a Tottenham supporter, so he's looking a bit worried.
I'm worried, but I'm not worried, you know what I mean, because I'm used to losing. Sorry, I'm so involved in football.
Tottenham are 1-0 down. How are you feeling about Tottenham being 1-0 down?
I've still got hope, but I'm a Tottenham fan. We've always got hope. So there's always light at the end of the tunnel with Spurs. You know, we've been 1-0 down the last 3 games. We've not won at the Emirates for 12 years. So I'm 50-50 at the moment. Well, maybe 60-40.
In what respect? 60-40?
Ask me after another few Long Island RCs. I've got hope, but
You're not very hopeful.
I'm not very hopeful. I'm not very hopeful because it's at the Emirates. But
So how do you feel about Tottenham's season so far?
it's good, but it's happened before. It's been good before for the first start of the season.
Really? Not for the last 5 years, is it?
It's always had a good start, yeah.
Really?
But the manager always gets sacked halfway through. So
How do you feel about Ange?
Ange is good. I like Ange.
Was that?
Yeah. We've got big Ange now. We've got big Ange, yeah. We're loving Ange for instead. Ange ball is brilliant, but it's Tottenham, and we are sufferers.
So when did you first start supporting Tottenham?
When I was about 4 years old, I first supported Tottenham.
And who was playing at that time?
Glenn Hoddle. The main reason that my whole family supports Spurs is because my grandfather was in World War II and he was blown up on a ship in World War II called the HMS Barnum, and he was rescued by a boat called the HMS Hotspur.
Oh, right, okay.
And that's the boat that rescued him.
Gosh.
And that's why all their families support Tottenham Hotspur.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's
So when did you first go to your first Spurs game?
when I was 16.
That's quite late.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't really into football until later on.
And do you remember who they played?
We lost against Coventry.
When you were 16, so what year was that?
So it's 91,
So that wasn't the Premiership, that was before the Premiership.
just before. Well, it might have been the first year, but we lost anyway. Our first ever game we lost
Against Coventry. Coventry.
Yeah.
You got sent to Coventry.
It's been a trauma supporting Tottenham.
And what was the score? Can you remember?
3-0.
Against Coventry at home.
I think so, yeah.
Bloody hell. And then what was your next game after that?
I haven't been to a lot of games really since then. I'm an armchair supporter.
Oh no!
I don't really go to the stadium much.
Oh dear.
More of an armchair supporter. It's the best seat in the house at home. I always watch football at home because it's the best seat in the house.
Yes.
You know, and we always lose. So why
go?
Why go? Why take the time to go there and watch the team lose? Watch the team lose at home on the sofa. Have a beer and
at least it's near the fridge anyway.
Yeah, you're close to the fridge. And you can drown your sorrows quicker. It was a lot different to a lot of other people because I've had years of torment with it. Well, it's a love-hate relationship.
Well, supporting Tottenham, yeah.
Which isn't ending now. It's still a love-hate relationship.
They're all three. Arsenal 1, Tottenham 1.
Going to watch live games at a young age was a magical experience, especially night games played under the floodlights. That feeling of going to football has never left me. Yes, I have my favourite teams, but I also love visiting stadiums of smaller clubs, particularly at the traditional old grounds. Although few are surviving now as they become modernised and rebuilt. Football isn't popular in the Philippines. Unlike in other Asian countries like Malaysia or Myanmar, where you can't walk the streets without seeing someone wearing a Liverpool or Manchester United football shirt. With basketball being the most popular spectator sport in the Philippines, the majority of people in Manila were probably unaware that the top Philippines football team, FC Kaya, coached by Colin Curtis from Northern Ireland, were competing against a Chinese team in the Asian Champions League last week. I went along to the Rizal Memorial Ground on Tuesday night, with probably fewer than 300 people there. I don't really like the way the game has changed over the past 30 years. Money has ruined the game now. There's no level playing field, with only the bigger clubs being able to afford whatever player they want to buy from any team in the world. There should be a cap, not only on the transfer fees, but also on their ridiculous wages. Players are being transferred for over £100 million, with some on a wage of more than £1 million per month. It's ludicrous money. In 2007, I went to a reopened Wembley Stadium to see Chelsea beat Manchester United in the FA Cup final. Yay! When I moved to the South Coast, I made friends with Andy, who had 2 season tickets at Brighton. So he'd regularly take me to watch them in the Championship. And we were there the afternoon Brighton sealed promotion to the Premiership in 2017. I was fortunate to see some great Premiership matches in the following 2 seasons, before moving to Asia in 2019. The football wasn't great, however, and I only lasted until half-time, at which time FC Kaya were still in the game at 0-0. But after I departed, there were 4 second-half goals, with the match ending 3-1 to Shandong, the Chinese team. Here at BWC, Uncle doesn't charge a subscription fee like Auntie does, but buying us a coffee would be much appreciated. Thank you. I don't go out to bars to watch many live games anymore. There's a couple of good bars in Makati that show live football. At H&J they charge a 300 pesos entry fee, which you get back on consumables at the bar. It's got a good atmosphere and easy to meet other people, but I actually prefer the exterior courtyard at Handlebar, which is located on an adjoining street. One of the benefits of living in Asia is being able to watch all the games live. Although being 7 or 8 hours ahead of the UK can sometimes make for a long night. When Sky started broadcasting live Premiership matches in the UK in 1992, they implemented strict regulations about games being broadcasted live in the UK. All of the football matches are recorded when they kick off, but only a few are permitted to be shown live on TV in the UK. There were a few bars in Thailand that I'd frequent, which would broadcast all that day's games on different screens around the bar, so you could perch yourself at a table and watch adjoining screens, depending on the team you're supporting. Nowadays, I get up on Sunday and Monday mornings and watch Match of the Day highlights, as long as BBC iPlayer doesn't lock me out, having sussed I'm using a VPN trying to log in. I like watching the previous day's matches without knowing the scores, which is quite difficult these days. My auntie and uncle instilled this in me. We'd go around their house to watch Match of the Day, and I'd say, "Oh, West Ham did well today," as they shushed me to keep quiet and not to reveal the score. Just watching the video is pointless unless you subscribe. Thank you. Just a quick reminder to please click the thumbs up button if you liked the video, or thumbs down button if you didn't. Obviously. Thank you. You've been watching Uncle, the man from Bigg World Cinema. Please like and subscribe and send cash.